Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Truth Seekers Show. The show that is specifically designed to help us to fulfill our life purpose in this world properly by giving information, motivation, pleasure, and healing. I'm your host, Rabbi Eliezer Karp. So sit back and get ready for a whole lot of truth, given with a whole lot of love, and let's change our world and fix it for the better and please our Creator and make Him happy and glad that He created us. Hey guys, welcome to the Truth Seeker Show. I'm very excited, as you should be. We're now coming to the close, God willing, on the 613 obligations. We worked so hard, 26 weeks. We first learned the 7 obligations for the Gentiles. We learned the 10 steps to immortality. And then we started learning the 613 obligations for the Jewish people. And we went through 25 obligations per week until today. We're going to do 13 today. We made it to 600 last week. We'll finish up the 613 today. There's also 7 Dirabanan laws that come after the 613, so don't get too excited after we finish the 613 one, the 613th obligation, because then we have like 7 little quickies, 7 little quick ones after that have to do with one of the main obligations. I'll read it to you when we get to it. And then we're going to have a little music, a little celebration. We're making like a siyum. It's a celebration for the completion of Torah, for some book of the Torah. We've finished all the obligations. I mean, that's heavy. People make siyums when they finish a book of the Torah, Masechta, a section of the Gemara usually. And sometimes it covers many obligations. We did all the obligations. We know everything that we're going to know everything after today that we need to know to serve Hashem basically on the target, to get in the ballpark. And then after we have some music, we'll have some singing and dancing. Actually, I don't know if maybe I'll do the prayer first. I want to make a little prayer for us because we'll have made such an accomplishment. Maybe then we are at a stage, at a level where I feel comfortable asking Hashem for a few things. And you'll join me in that. And we'll see if He's pleased with all our work, all our effort that we put out. Each week we had at least, I think, 200, close to 200 viewers, which is pretty nice. I'm not complaining. I mean, I'd love 8 billion, but, it's a good start, 200. I'm not, going to think badly about that. So, and if Hashem should see all of our hard work as a representation of the rest of the 8 billion people, then maybe He'll do us some favors here and help us with some things. So let's, first I want to just say, again, I'm going to summarize the purpose of life. This is going to be a short show. It's not going to be long at all, but I'm just hitting the key points. According to the Torah, according to our Creator's instructions, the true instructions. Remember, we are 3 million witnesses that heard Hashem's voice at Sinai. They were all prophets. They all stood at Mount Sinai and heard Hashem's voice. Okay? Specifically on the first 2 obligations of the 10 commandments, of the 10 obligations. And then they knew that Moses was a prophet, because they were all prophets. And they said, Moshe, you take the rest of the information. We can't handle it. Our souls are coming out of our bodies. There's a medrash or something that says that their souls came out of them. They were, dying, I guess, or, their souls were leaving their bodies. So they said, Moshe, you handle it. So they knew he was a prophet, and he went ahead and got the rest of the Torah. Okay? So there were 3 million witnesses, and in the Torah it says that the purpose of life is, and I am paraphrasing and summarizing everything that I've learned to this day about why we're alive in the world and how we fulfill that purpose properly. Those 2 most important questions that every human being should ask and should have the answers to. I tried to find those answers for myself and for everybody. So Here is my summation of everything I've been taught by my Rabbi, by my teachers, by my colleagues, and by my students. I've learned from everybody. To each of us, we are all teachers, colleagues, and students, because we learn from each other, we study together, and we ask pointed questions of each other and try to bring each other to the truth. That's what we're doing. We're searching for the truth. This is the Truth Seekers Show. Okay? So the purpose of life, we are alive, and according to Torah, we are alive in this world to earn the life of the next world by fulfilling 7 obligations if someone is not Jewish, the 7 laws of Noah, and by fulfilling 613 obligations if someone is Jewish. Anybody who is not Jewish could convert to become Jewish if they want to take on the 613 and do more for our Creator, then go right ahead. And we Jews are supposed to help you and teach you, how to fulfill those 613, which is basically what we've been doing on this show. Okay? We Jewish people cannot convert out. Once you're born Jewish by your biological mother, before Mount Sinai, I believe Judaism was passed by the father. But as soon as Mount Sinai happened, and that event at Mount Sinai when Hashem revealed himself to 3 million people and made them all prophets, then it was, I believe, the mother who is now the one who passes down the Judaism. So if your biological mother is Jewish, you are Jewish. You cannot convert out. You have 613 obligations, whether you like it or not. And we're supposed to serve Hashem with joy. And we're going to have joy. We're going to see to it that we have joy and serve Hashem joyously. I'm going to try my wholehearted... I'll try with my whole heart to see to it that we have joy. And I hope you'll try too. So by fulfilling 7, we earn the next world by fulfilling 7 obligations if you're not Jewish, and by fulfilling 613 obligations if you are Jewish, and by fulfilling 10 steps to immortality, because our Creator wanted us originally to live forever. And I want to give him what he wants, once and for all. I don't want him to walk away from this whole... What a job he did creating 8 billion of us, and just this planet and all the other planets and probably life on those planets. And I'm tired just thinking about it. And Hashem worked, very meticulously in each one of our lives. If you think about all the control he has in each one of our lives, from whether a little grain of salt ends up on a piece of food is all in his hands. So he cares about each and every one of us and helps us to serve him. Our job is to point our free will in the right direction and do the right thing and choose to serve him. That hopefully is what we need to do. Okay? So that is the purpose of life. Okay? In a nutshell. And now we're going to study the rest of the 613 obligations. So without any further ado, let's get into, we read up to 600 last week, and now we're going to start with 601. We only do a basic little introduction into each mitzvah, into each obligation, just to get us on the target, to be aware of our obligations, period. As I grow, you'll grow, we'll grow together, all of us. There's so much knowledge out there. My Orthodox brothers and sisters have so much Torah wisdom to share, and I assume they will eventually. It will come. They're doing it now, and it'll blossom more. You'll see. I believe that. That'll be one of my prayers too. But and you secular Jewish people and Gentiles, you need to apply yourself and realize that this is the truth. And then what I was also going to say is, so we had 3 million witnesses, we had the purpose of life, and then what else you need to know is that it says in the Torah, our Creator says specifically in Devarim, Deuteronomy 4:2 and 13:1 specifically, do not add anything to these instructions and do not delete anything from these instructions. So that's it. You cannot have any other claims in the world. This is the truth for the truth seeker. This is the truth. There is nothing else but this. The Torah is the truth. We are alive in this world to earn that next world. And we have obligations. There's no way around obligations. We're graded on these obligations. We get punished and we get rewarded. We get punished if we do not fulfill them and rewarded if we do fulfill them. And again, we're not trying to do it for reward. We're trying to make our Creator happy and just do what He wants. He has this mechanism with all these dynamics set up so that it keeps us in line and kind of points us in the right direction to doing the right things. But for a wise person, a wise, good-hearted person with a lev tov, a good heart, you just want to please our Creator and make Him happy. So you're not looking for any reward. You certainly don't want to be punished. And you want Him to walk away smiling, saying, wow, I'm so proud of you guys. You did such a great job. All right, that's what we're shooting for. We want to make Him proud. All right, so here we go to finish up the 613. 601. Do not have mercy on a pursuer who has intent to kill. Okay, source, Devarim 25:12, and the punishment is unsure. I was unsure when I wrote it out. And I'll eventually get sure, God willing. 602, do not keep, so 601 was do not have mercy on a pursuer who has intent to kill. And then 602 is do not keep deficient scales and weights with us in our house, even if we will not use them in trading. Source, Devarim 25:13, the punishment is a negative precept, but no flogging, no whipping. You get whipping in the Torah if you violate obligations. Okay, so that was 20. This is 25:13 is the source. Okay, 603. Do remember what Amalek did to us Israelites when we came out of Egypt. Okay, I believe they wouldn't let us. I read it actually the other day. They wouldn't let us walk. We just wanted to go through the King's Highway. We're going to walk through the King's Highway. We're going to head, and then they wouldn't let us go through. There's more there, and I don't want to say what it is right now because I reviewed the Torah. I went through the whole Chumash. I reviewed the whole Chumash. I reviewed the book of Yehoshua, Joshua. I did Judges, Shoftim, and I was just about to start Shmuel 1 and 2, and Hashem kind of stopped me. So. Whatever, I'm trying to go through it, and I have a certain way to review, and it's going to be, I'm going to try to review the whole Torah every day. Hopefully I'll motivate you guys to review the whole Torah every day too. And, by the way, in a comment, one of my friends made a comment on his Facebook page about who the last Gentile prophet was, and I mentioned this a long time ago. I'll say it again on my show. I believe the last Gentile prophet was Balaam. He was the last Gentile prophet because I believe it says in the Gemara something like that, why Hashem wanted to then stop prophecy for Gentiles. And then prophecy may return to the land when Mashiach comes again. So then things would rekindle and Hashem would then speak to man. So anyway, let's get back to work here. But I thought I'd put that out on my show because I think it'll help this person. They went from one claim to another claim, and now I'm trying to get him to go from that claim to the truth. And then he'll know that this is the truth. It says in the Torah, do not add anything to or delete anything from these instructions. So that's it. This is, if you want to please our Creator, so you got to have an open mind, and you have to, if you truly want to please Him, then you'll listen and you'll do what He says. I mean, why would you go against Him? It doesn't make any sense. And then Hashem punishes us with a plague, a virus, and whatnot. All right. 603. So 603, do remember what Amalek did to us Israelites when we came out of Egypt. Source, Devarim 25:17. Punishment is a positive and a negative precept. 604. Do eradicate the progeny of Amalek. Source, Devarim 25:18. Punishment is a positive precept. 605, do not forget what Amalek did to our forefathers when they came out of Egypt. Source, Devarim 25:19, punishment is unsure. Now this is Hashem talking. He's the one telling us, do remember, do eradicate, don't forget. I mean, it's not men making up these things. It's Hashem telling us how He wants to treat those people. Don't end up in that category of being Amalek. I'm not sure if it's by birth or by choice. You certainly don't want to be evil to the Jewish people. That's Bilam's problem. He realized he spoke to Hashem, and Hashem told, he communicated that to Balak. He said, those who curse the Jewish people are cursed, and those who bless them are blessed, and those who curse them are cursed. So, again, we're not trying to be big shots. We just have a big job. 613 obligations, and we're supposed to teach the whole world what the truth is about why we're alive in this world and how we fulfill that purpose properly. You took our Torah, you made that Septuagint, that Ptolemy made that Septuagint. You took that, and from that other false claims came about based on that Septuagint. So I'm trying to help us get rid of all the false claims in the world, depart from evil, drop all those false claims and just keep the truth. This is what Hashem wants. I don't even matter. I even wore all black tonight to completely nullify myself. Well, my opinion, yes, it's from where I look from my orientation is how I view the world, and I try my best to be a truth seeker and not say anything against the Torah, or more specifically against what Hashem's wishes are. I want to make him happy. And he wants us all to be one unified team to fulfill the 7 obligations for Gentiles, the 613 for Jews, and the 10 steps to immortality. He wants us to work as a team to help each other fulfill those obligations. We should have peace in the world. In doing so, we shouldn't be fighting with each other. We should not be fighting with each other. Okay, so where were we? 604, I said, do eradicate the progeny of Molech, source Devarim 25:18. Punishment is a positive precept. That's 604. 605, do not forget what Amalek did to our forefathers when they came out of Egypt. Source Devarim 25:19. The punishment is unsure. 606, do recite verses over the Bikurim, the first fruits. Source Devarim 26:5, and the punishment is a positive precept. 607, do a vow over the tithes. Source Devarim 26:13, and the punishment is a positive precept. 208, do not eat the second tithe while in grief over the death of a close relative. 608, right? Do not eat of the second tithe. Do not eat of the second tithe while in grief over the death of a close relative. Well, I never heard it worded that way before. It's troubling me a little bit. I'll look it up when the time is right. Source, Devarim 26:14, punishment is a flogging, a whipping. 609, do not eat the second tithe when ritually unclean. Source, Devarim 26:14, and the punishment is a flogging. 610, do not spend the exchange money of the second tithe on anything but food and drink. Source, Devarim 26:14, punishment is a negative precept and you have to pay. Okay, 611, this is a big one. And remember, I told you guys, if you really want to fulfill the purpose of life, make every action an obligation-fulfilling action. And that's, I believe, the best way to do it. You're not wasting a single moment of your life, of your God-given life. You're using it to serve God. So he gave you life, you're throwing it right back at him. You're giving it right back to him. Hashem, I'm using my free will to make every choice to fulfill an obligation-fulfilling action. So here's a good blanket mitzvah for us Jewish people, and for Gentiles to know as well. 611, do walk in God's ways. Do walk in God's ways. Just as God is compassionate and giving and kind and loving and caring, so should we be. Source, Devarim 28:9, punishment is a positive precept. I use this a lot in dealing with animals, for sure human beings. Excuse me, I don't want to say it in the wrong order. Yeah, I use this mostly for all human beings, of course for Jewish people, but it's a good one to use with Gentiles because it's a good blanket mitzvah. For every kindness you do for a Gentile as a Jewish person, you can put it under 611. And then, of course, for all his other creations, Hashem's other creations, animals, vegetables, minerals, etc., to treat everything with respect, not to waste anything, to be kind-hearted and thoughtful and caring and kind. This 611 is a good obligation for that. Okay, source, Devarim 28:9, and the punishment is a positive precept. Okay, 612, do assemble the entire people to hear the Torah read after the 7th year. Okay, the Shemitah year. That's the Shemitah year. Do assemble the entire people to hear the Torah read after the 7th year. Source, Devarim 31:12, and the punishment is a positive precept and very great if you do not do this. And 6:13, males, men, do write for yourself a Torah scroll. Okay? Males, do write for yourself a Torah scroll. Source, Devarim 31:19. Punishment is a positive precept and very great if you do not have this. The reward is that you'll be blessed and he and sons will grow wise. Okay, that's beautiful. Now here are the 7 rabbinic obligations. 7 rabbinical obligations for all Jews. The source is from Obligations 495 and 496. You'll find it's do listen to the rabbis when they make fences for the Torah. Do listen to a great Beis Din, etc., etc. That's like the blanket mitzvah for all the derabanans, all the rabbinic laws that we have. There are a lot of them written in the Shulchan Aruch, the codification written by Rabbi Yosef Cairo, which is what we follow today. But that only deals with like the 369 obligations that we can do in this world right now without the temple, without the Beis HaMikdash. So we need the temple, the Beis HaMikdash, the Jewish people, in order to fulfill all 613 obligations. You, my Jewish brothers and sisters should be aware of that. All my Gentile brothers and sisters should know that and try to help us, help the Jewish people get that site back so that we can rebuild the temple. Okay, everything in its proper place and time, one step at a time. We're not rushing to do anything, wrong in the wrong time and place. Everything's got to be done nicely. So at least that's the way I'm trained. So, all right, so here are the 7 rabbinical laws from the sources from Obligations 495 and 496. 495, the punishment is a positive precept, and it's very great if you don't fulfill 495. And 496, the punishment is a negative and a positive precept, but no flogging because of the death warning. There's a death warning on this, I guess. So, whatever. So, number 1 of the 7 rabbinical laws is do recite Hallel. 2, do read Megillos Esther aloud publicly. 3, do light candles on the 8 nights of Hanukkah. 4, do light at least 2 candles every Friday before sunset in honor of the Shabbos. My mother does this. She's been doing it. Baruch Hashem, b'le'an har. She should have any problems. She should stay on a good course. She's been doing this every week for weeks now. Doing Baruch Hashem. Nice, Ma. Good job. That's number 4. Number 5, do wash hands before eating bread. 6, do recite a blessing before deriving pleasure from this world. Okay, that's why we have a bunch of brachot, blessings that we say. We'll go through them one day, God willing. Let's see. So 6, do recite a blessing from deriving pleasure from this world. We appreciate the pleasures that we have. It's not that we're not supposed to have pleasures. We don't look for pleasures. We take the pleasures of the world in order to have peace of mind to continue to fulfill obligations. There's a whole mindset and has its own dynamics, and you have to get used to that. And it's a little tricky at first. I'm constantly working on it, but He's always, Hashem is always on me to keep me in line. So, all right, so He helps me do these things, and I thank Him. Thank you. Sometimes it's a little painful, but I appreciate what He's doing. And 7, do set up an Eruv. Okay? So that is that. I think what I want to do now is I want to say a prayer, and then we'll have some music. All right, guys. So this is a beautiful thing. Congratulations, Mazal Tov, Siman Tov, or Mazal Tov. We'll sing that. We'll sing Od Yishama. I'll tell you the lyrics shortly, but let me just say that we've worked so hard. The minimal 200 or so of us each week that have. I appreciate you guys so much for listening. Some of you who make the comments. Those that listen and don't comment, I appreciate you so much. Your support. I see that you're listening. I don't know if I see specifically each person, but I see the numbers, and it gives me a chizuk, a strength to continue going, and I appreciate that. And I think Hashem appreciates that, and I know that you're seeking truth. I know you want to know the truth, and the Jewish people have had this truth for over 3,000 years, and we've never been able to teach it properly. We've tried so many times in many generations. Every generation we've tried, I could point out people that have tried, and you know, for whatever reason, whether it's either it's our fault or the people who were supposed to teach us fault, their fault for not listening or taking it to heart or whatever. I don't want to blame anybody. I want to only strengthen us that we should find new ways to communicate and to listen to each other. Communicate with each other and to listen to each other and process information and get to the truth. I have ways, Hashem has taught me ways to truth seek and to delineate how to find truth. There are like 6 steps to truth seeking. Hear the claim, understand the claim, gather proof, weigh the proof, plan life, and live plan. And that's it. That's how you process truth. Okay? So we'll get into that another time. We've talked a little bit about it before, but just letting you know that there are no guessing games here. It's a matter of just steps that you need to articulate. You know what they are. Even though I have 10 exercises for the mind I'm working on. You guys know all these things, but you never articulate them. Sometimes we don't take time to articulate those processes that are going on in our very existence daily. You need to articulate the reality and describe the reality, and then you'll have a handle on the reality, and you'll be able to control whatever you can control with your own free will. The rest, of course, is in Hashem's hands. But you at least have to take control of your free will and do the right thing, and that takes wisdom. You got to have some wisdom to know some basic things, and it's not so far that you can't figure it out. It's not so high. It says somewhere in the Torah that we're supposed to live by the Torah, not die by the Torah, and we're supposed to, it's right in our grasp. All we have to do is reach for it and try. So reach and try. So let me give my prayer. I think, Hashem, I talk to you directly in front of my teachers, my colleagues, and my students, and I say to you with my whole heart, Hashem, I love you so much. We love you, and we appreciate you giving us this session each week. And we appreciate that you've given us life, and you've created us to find out more about you, and to appreciate what you're all about, and to see your immenseness, and to learn about your infiniteness, and to try to grasp you as best we can, and to appreciate this gift of life that we are enabled to serve you. It's a gift to be able to serve you, this awesome King. I mean, if there was a celebrity, you know, people would love to they work as PR people for the celebrity, or what do you call it, assistants to celebrities, and they're just celebrities. Here is the creator of the universe, the creator of the celebrities. In all your awesomeness, you're infinite and you're invisible and yet visible. You're the master of the skies, and yet you do so many miracles for us each day with every breath that we take. So I thank you on behalf of my teachers, colleagues, and students, and I beg you that I've asked you this before, 26 to 30 weeks ago or more. I've asked you if you could find it in your heart, if it's the right time, if you would not mind, if you could please remove this punishment, this plague, this virus, this coronavirus that you've put upon us, and just take it away so that we can continue to serve you with a peaceful mind and a peaceful heart, and in a way that we're able to interact with each other and not feel like we're going to catch a deadly disease. You know, if you could please remove the disease completely from the face of the earth and from all of your creation, just get rid of it. It's fine. We've appreciated it as best we could, but we've lost a lot of people, over 1 million or more, close to 2 million people already worldwide, just on our planet alone. And if you would just be so kind as to take it away. Just remove it. Just get rid of it and let us approach you with a new heart. And now we have at least 200 people that are aware of you and know what you want of them. We are all well trained, Hashem, because of you. You've allowed us these 26 to 30 weeks or whatever it is to discuss your obligations and your expectations, and we've sat here and we've mulled them over and thought about them day and night and pondered them and tried to incorporate them into our lives as best we could. And please give us a chance, give us another chance to show you that we care about you, that we love you, and that we want to please you and make you a happy camper. So please, if it's the right time, take it away immediately, forthwith. What time is it right now? It's 9:37-ish, I think, Eastern Standard Time. And I make this wish to you now. I ask you if I have found favor in your eyes in any certain way. I'm trying my best. I'm a big nothing. I'm just a humble spirit that wants to do the right thing. Whatever gifts you've given me, I've tried to direct and focus on you and trying to get my 200 to 8 billion colleagues to do the same. And if any of my hard work means anything to you, then please repay me by just taking this away from all of us and removing the pain and suffering that everyone's having to face daily, and the nervousness and the stress. I know a lot of people are on their, on an edge here. They're very uncomfortable with all this, and I think they'd be a lot better Avdei Hashem, servants of you, if they had peace of mind and peace in their hearts, so they could just go about their business daily without worrying about, the Malach HaMavis, the angel of death, right on them in their nose and in their throats and in their chest, if you could please. So please take this virus away and let us try our best to serve you. All right? I pray that you, my brethren, my brothers and sisters, everyone out there, if you'll please take to heart that this is the truth of life. I'm a Jewish person. I'm studying to be a rabbi, a posek, an authority on Torah. I'm coming with a good heart. I'm trying to learn the truth and teach you nothing but the truth. I apologize. I'm just a human being if I ever make a mistake. So call me on it. Fact check me. Teach me. I'm also your student. Teach me. Let me correct my ways, and I'll right the wrongs, and we'll go on from there. But I'm trying my best. I got to at least put something out there that I believe is truthful. So try now to commit to the 7 obligations, the 613. 7 obligations if you're not Jewish, the 613 obligations if you are Jewish, and the 10 steps to immortality we should do together as a team and strive to be immortal and give Hashem what He wants. So I pray, Hashem, give us all the strength to be able to fulfill your will wholeheartedly as friends, as brothers and sisters working together as one united team. I pray also that, please Hashem, I made some statement there before that I wasn't going to try to look for my wife until this virus left the face of the earth. And please, I made such a statement. I'm working so hard on it. Please, I'm getting older, and I like to get married already, so that I can continue to serve you with my helpmate. And I don't want to get too old. I know that my forefathers were older, but I think this is a different time, a different generation. So I don't really know how to gauge it. But whatever is your will, I'll, Hashem, give me the strength to accept it. Please enable my brothers and sisters to find their mates, the right mate for each one of them, the right helpmate to help them to serve you and to fulfill your will properly. And so that we can populate the earth with Avdei Hashem, with good hearts that'll do your will honestly and lovingly and kindly, and show you how good human beings can be. Okay? I pray that we in America, the United States of America, and in every country on the planet, select leaders that will help us to fulfill the purpose of life and will help us to fulfill our 7 obligations and our 613 obligations. These Gentile nations need to be set up according to those 7 obligations, and the governments need to mete out punishment according to what Hashem wants meted out. So please, let's elect leaders who will move us in that direction. Okay? And Israel needs to elect leaders that will help us to fulfill the 613 obligations, help the Jewish people to fulfill the 613 obligations properly. I pray that the Jewish people will be able to teach the Gentiles of this world. They are our responsibility. And there's a song I want to sing coming up, Siman Tov or Mazel Tov, Yehei Lanu Ulechol Yisrael. Siman Tov, a good sign. Mazel Tov, a good fortune should come to us. Yehei Lanu, upon all of us. May it be for all of us and to all of Israel. And I include in there, in all of Israel, since the Gentiles are our responsibility, this good fortune and this good sign and good fortune should befall the whole entire world. So I'll sing that song for us, and then we're going to sing Od Yishama. I believe it's from Yirmiyahu 33:10 through 11. Paraphrased, this song comes from there. It's 2 songs I'll sing. Od Yishama Biorei Yehuda Uvachutzos Yerushalayim. Again, may it be heard in the cities of Yehuda and the streets of Jerusalem. Kol Sason v'Kol Simcha, the voice of gladness and the voice of joy. Kol Chasan v'Kol Kala, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride. This fulfilling of obligations is like our fulfilling of our agreement with our Creator. He had a covenant with the Jewish people that we should fulfill all His ways, and He would give us a good land, the land of Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, a land flowing with milk and honey. And in that land, we are able to fulfill these 613 obligations and be able to help the Gentiles of the world to fulfill their 7. And again, anyone could convert and become Jewish if you want, so should never be any jealousy or anything like that. I think at this moment of great joy, I don't think anyone could possibly feel jealous. It's you could always convert. So if you want to be Jewish and take on 613 and be Hashem's chosen people to teach the world His truth, then do so. Convert and do so. No one's stopping you. All right? So that's it. And we should have joy. So I'm going to sing 2 Od Yishamas, 2 of my favorite Od Yishamas. These we sing at weddings. So this is like a wedding. We've just basically signed an agreement by learning the Torah and learning these 7 and 613 obligations and the 10 steps to immortality. We're trying to do good on our part and please Hashem. And He said He'll give us rain in its proper time and in the proper season, etc., etc. He'll give us what we need to serve Him properly if we'll do what He created us to do, which is to earn that life of the next world by fulfilling these obligations. Okay? So this is like a wedding. We're getting married to Hashem. This is our wedding day. It's a very joyous occasion. And I'm going to play songs for you and sing songs for you that we sing at the Orthodox Jewish weddings. Okay? Let's see here. Can you hear me? Oh, I lost you. Okay. Check. Okay, I got you back. Good. All right. So I'll first sing Siman Tov. I want it to be very Levitic. We'll do this, and where are we here? It's 10 till, I believe, 20 till 10, and probably around 10 o'clock or so. It's not going to be long. I'll just sing a couple of choruses of each song, like 3 songs. And then we'll call it a night, and I love you guys so much. I appreciate you listening so much and being here for me. Those that, as I was saying before, those who are just here and didn't make any comments, I appreciate your viewership. And those that did comment and were so supportive all these weeks, helping me, I appreciate it. You've given me chizuk, strengthening. And it's enabled me to continue on like this in the face of all adversity, when the whole world believes so many other things, and I have to come with this truth, and sometimes it sounds so foreign to so many people, and yet it's the basis of most of the other claims of the world. They just did away with all the obligations, and they, made it to suit their own personal likes and dislikes and pleasure seeking. So here I'm trying to give you the true truth, the only truth, that we have 7 obligations, 613, and 10 steps to immortality. So let us party. All right. All right. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov. Yeah, hey, Lanu. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov. Yeah, hey, Lanu. Yeah, Lanu, yeah, Lanu. Ulechol Yisroel. 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 Chutzos Yerushalayim. Oh Yishama Or Yehuda. Uvechutzos Yerushalayim. Kol sason ve'kol simcha, kol chatzan ve'kol kala, kol sason ve'kol simcha. Yerushalayim, kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chatan v'kol kala. Yeah, bravo, bravo. I can see you dancing out there. I bet you're dancing. So I hope you had a nice time. Thank you guys so much for a great 26 to who knows how many weeks. I don't even remember anymore. But thank you for being here and for listening and trying to please our Creator, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Truth Seeker Show. The show that has been specifically designed to help us to fulfill our life purpose in this world properly by giving information, motivation, pleasure, and healing. I've been your humble host for tonight and 26 plus weeks, Rabbi Eliezer Karp, and I've tried to give you the truth as I know it, with my whole heart and all my love, and I love you guys very much, and I hope the very best for each and every one of you. I hope that each and every one of you should fulfill the purpose of life at the highest possible level, and I will do everything in my power to try to help you to do so, and you'll go away from this endeavor of fulfilling the purpose of life, feeling complete and full, that you've done everything you can to make our Creator happy and proud, and He'll love you for it. All right, I love you. Have a good week. I'll see what we're going to do next week. I don't know yet. I'll keep you posted. Oop. All right, guys. Love you.